Orleans. It's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The tackle made by Caleb Chason. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
First carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
A 6-yard pickup.
The numbers for Howard a week ago: 14 carries, 55 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit different.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Randy Gregory just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man. And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And his throw here is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. They're going to try and throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
You're looking there to a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. That's caught by Howard. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in coverage.
Touchdown, Detroit! Allen Robinson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are going to take a quarter lead.
Point after.
It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Perry, the return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it.
And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
First carry for Josh Jacobs. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 13 carries, 66 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game when a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Jacobs, and he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 7 yards there and a first down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 23. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now left side on the swing pass. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Gets this one to use check. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
He is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, to me, that's taking a big gamble defensively because that alignment you see, that's normally something you see down.
Heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Bush. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not...
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Detroit. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this 1st half. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
And this one through the uprights and good. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it cost every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Rolling to his right. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half.
7-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Oh, boy, hang tight here. Down on the field, Juju Smith-Schuster. And everybody on that sideline holding their breath. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Back to throw again. Well, that was dangerous. Thrown into coverage, almost picked. But Instead, they'll keep it on second down.
Brings up second and goal.
This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Zach Ertz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. From the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
And you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
With the score, Lions 14.
So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses them about 4 yards. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Buying time to his left. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. From the 21, it's second and 10. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And for the 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And they'll bring this all the way out to the 45-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try. All right, I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down, Lions.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
It's now second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Garoppolo to try again on second down. Gets this to his running back, Jordan Howard. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield, and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not, and dropped him for no gain.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Howard. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
It's interesting where we are in the game now. The analytics folks, they might tell you to kick the field goal and make it a 2-score game. But you have to wonder if emotionally they're thinking, let's go for the touchdown and try and slam the door.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down. And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what 2nd down brings. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Running is Jacobs. Tackle made there by Kamale Correa.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Give him 23 yards on the pickup, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juju Smith-Schuster with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Saints move back within a couple of the lead. A big spot now for the Saints as they'll indeed go for 2. They're going to try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Now a pass caught by Zay Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Howard.
Jordan Howard, the ball.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And down to the 20. A big play there for Detroit. 43 yards.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam. But notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Brings up 3rd down.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Intended for safety.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. The kick by Carlson is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead.
17.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
At their own 19-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
1st and 10.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
They'll run on first down. Jacobs. The cornerback, it's Logan Ryan who brings him down.
Ball carrier. Logan Ryan on the tackle.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Lions 42-yard line.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset.
Second down at 6 now from the 42.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes a catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
On play action, they'll throw.
Open man is Duvernay. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Give them 22 there on the third down conversion. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. His throw incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Back to Smith-Schuster. This time complete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
They'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as he'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it ends with what most likely will be the game-winning touchdown.
Josh Lambo set to kick off.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Desmond King there on the coverage. One final try now for Garoppolo. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for New Orleans, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Lions, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon.